Sometimes, subtle changes in your plants can be the first warning sign of a larger problem. One possible cause is Cephaleuros virescens, a parasitic alga that can cause a condition commonly known as algal leaf spot. This organism primarily affects the leaves of mango trees and other susceptible plants, but it can also infect young branches and stems. The first symptoms usually appear as small, slightly raised spots about 2 to 4 millimeters across. These spots may range from green to orange and often have a velvety or filamentous appearance. The edges of the lesions are usually not sharply defined, and several spots may gradually merge to form larger patches across the leaf surface. Young stems can also be affected. Infections may cause cracks or damaged areas in the bark, eventually leading to the dieback of shoots and branches. On many trees, symptoms are most severe on the lower branches, where moisture tends to remain for longer periods. Algal spot disease is especially common in regions with warm temperatures and frequent rainfall. Trees that are weak, poorly nourished, or under environmental stress are often more vulnerable. Several growing conditions can encourage the disease. Poor soil drainage, inadequate nutrition, excessive shade, or other forms of plant stress can create a favorable environment for the alga. Moisture is particularly important because the spores require water to germinate and spread. Rain, splash, and wind can carry spores from infected areas to healthy plant tissues. The organism obtains water and nutrients from its host and can gradually expand across affected leaves. However, it generally requires damaged plant tissue or wounds to establish infection rather than penetrating healthy, intact leaf surfaces. When symptoms are limited, one of the simplest approaches is to remove and properly dispose of infected leaves and branches. Collect fallen infected leaves from beneath the tree as well, since plant debris can contribute to continued disease pressure. If the infection becomes more severe, copper-based products, including Bordeaux mixture where appropriate, may help suppress further development. Applications should only be made using products registered for the crop and according to the label, including the recommended concentration and spray interval. Good growing conditions are just as important as treatment. Improve air circulation by avoiding overcrowding and maintaining appropriate spacing between plants. Prune affected branches when necessary to improve ventilation and reduce areas where moisture remains trapped. Improve drainage if the soil stays wet for long periods. When irrigation is necessary, water early in the day and avoid wetting the foliage whenever possible. Maintain balanced plant nutrition, particularly when poor growth or nutrient deficiencies are present. Avoid excessive fertilization, which can create other plant health problems. Manage weeds around the plants to reduce competition for water and nutrients, and avoid damaging leaves, stems, and bark with gardening tools. In areas where shade is excessive, adjust the amount of shading to provide suitable light and airflow for the crop. Regularly inspect the lower branches and young shoots, especially during warm and rainy periods when disease development is more likely. The key symptoms to remember are small, raised green to orange spots with a velvety appearance on leaves, lesions that may merge into larger patches, cracks on young bark, branch or shoot dieback, and increased symptoms on lower branches. Early removal of infected tissue, good drainage, adequate nutrition, proper spacing, and improved airflow can all help reduce the risk of algal spot disease. Follow the channel for more practical plant care insights.